Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Joachim Fulbert, prof de français. J'aime le français comme toujours. Je ne suis pas français, mais je parle le français. Voilà. Soyez bienvenus dans notre vidéo d'aujourd'hui que nous allons parler comment faire le papier 4 de Igcse de français. Voilà. Today we are going to see how do we answer the paper 4, the writing paper in French Igcse exam. So in our last video, we posted about how to do the writing paper. So, and also today we will continue also how to do it in French Igcse. So, French lovers, I'm going to take you in this video. We will have to see how we have to answer correct our Igcse French paper. C'est parti. Voilà. First of all, we have to start by filling the details. Okay. So here we have the candidate name. Maybe the candidate name, Joachim Fulbert. The second thing is center number. So maybe center number is TZ020. Maybe this is the center number. And this one you'll be given in your school that you'll be registered to do the French Igcse exam. You'll be given this center number. Okay. Another one is candidate number. Maybe candidate number is 0881. So after that, I have to see, is it paper 4? Yeah, it is paper 4. Together. So you must answer on this question paper. No additional materials are needed. Together. Let's go to the instructions to see what we have to consider in this paper. So the instructions answer 3 questions in total, as I said in the previous video, that in paper 4 French you will have 3 questions. Question number 1, which is compulsory. Question number 2, which is also compulsory. And question number 3, which is an option. There, the instruction is answer either question 3A or question 3B. So in question 3, you will have the option of choosing either question 3A or question 3B. Use a black or dark blue pen. Write your name, center number, and the candidate number in the boxes at the top of the page. I already talked about this. Write your answer to each question in the space provided. So make sure that all answers have been written in the space provided. Do not use an elastomer pen or correction fluid. Do not write on any barcodes. Dictionaries are not allowed. It is because this is a language exam. Okay, so this paper has 45 marks. So the paper 4, you will have to answer 3 questions, where question number 1 will have 5 marks, number 2 will have 12 marks, and number 3 will have 28 marks. So in question number 3, you will have to answer A or B together. Don't answer all questions in question number 3. Make sure you choose either A or B. And also, before you you take the decisions or you take your choices, make sure you read the 2 questions, because you can find that the question number 1 is easier than question number 2, or question number 2 is easier than question number 1. So I advise you to read the 2 questions before you make a choice. Together? Okay, let's go and see how do we answer question number 1. The question number 1 is la première question dans le papier 4 de Igcse. Vous êtes Jean Leblanc. Pour votre fête anniversaire, vous passez une commande en ligne. Complétez la fiche en français. You are John Leblanc. For your anniversary, you want to order things online, maybe gift or clothes and so on online. So complete the following file in French. Accompagnez la fête chez vous, okay? No name is Leblanc. Date de la fête, le samedi 6, maybe Octobre 2025. Because I have already started this question, a test about how do we write date in French. Start with the day, the date, month and the year. So le samedi 16 octobre 2025. Heure de livraison, c'est à 16 heures. Adresse de livraison, c'est 30 rue de Lyon. Heure de livraison is time. Adresse de livraison, addresses, plan principal. Les plans principaux. The food. Plan is food. What you are ordering. Maybe me, I want maybe to order for my birthday. They started in quiche, so you have to add another vocabularies of foods. Le plan principal. Together. So here, maybe I order le steak. So I can write here le steak. Dessert that you wish to order. Maybe un chocolat. Oui, maybe un chocolat. Un chocolat. Another one, maybe une salade de fruits frais. Peut-être une. I want to order maybe a salad. Une salade de fruits frais. Boisson, drink, they have already written for you. Eau minérale, mineral water et soda. Couleur des ballons. The balloon for birthdays. What is the color of the balloons that you want to order? They have already written for you. Jaune, the yellow. You maybe noir. Le jaune et rouge. Maybe rouge. So in this question there, you have 5 marks. So this question testing vocabulary understanding. So make sure that you read and you understand it before you fill the gaps. So for this desert, you ask what kind of desert I can write there. So you have many things that you have, you have a loom of vocabularies that you can write there together. For instance, drinks. You think about different drinks in French. So here they want you to memorize French drinks vocabularies, French colors vocabularies, French desert vocabularies together. Yeah. So let's see how do we answer also the question number 2. Alors, pour bien répondre à la question D dans l'examen de Igcse, il faut d'abord commencer à lire toutes les questions dans cette question. Par exemple, dans la question D, vous allez écrire une composition de 80 jusqu'à 90 mots en français. So, in question number 2, what you have to consider first, you are going to write a composition of 8 to 9 words. So that's the first thing that you have to understand. The second thing is you have to read and understand the tips that you have to include in your composition. After that, there you have to consider the rules of writing a composition. Like you have to divide your composition in 3 parts. The introduction, the main body, and the conclusion. So when we are reading the composition, make sure we have seen all these three things. Another thing that you have to consider in writing the French composition is the uses of correct tenses. If it is present, make sure it is correct. If it is futur proche, make sure it is correct. Well conjugated of the verbs. Use of adverb and adjectives. So we are going to see how have you used the adjectives and adverb in your composition. Also, the last thing that they have to consider when they are marking this question is the linking words, like showing that now I'm starting, now I'm developing, and now I'm concluding. So make sure that you use different linking words. So before you even start answering these questions, make sure that you sort out the linking words that you will have to use in the composition. So by doing all these things I said, you will get all 12 marks in this question together. Now, let's apply all this what I said in this question. So the first thing I said, we have to start reading the question. The question is, mon quartier. Quartier is area, my place where you live and so on. Mon quartier. Faites-vous une petite description de votre quartier. Do a short description of your area. So here I can say short description of my area. So it means that here to describe a thing I have to use adjectives, adverbs. So it means that the adverb will be used there. Où est-ce que vous rencontrez vos amis d'habitude? Where do you meet your friend always? Normally, where do you meet your friends? So I have to say a place. So here I have to say a place where I meet with my friends. Quelles activités peut-on faire dans le quartier? What activities can be done in your area? So if, for instance, you live in Masak, Mikochen, what activities can be done there? That is what you have to say, activities of my area. Qu'est-ce que vous n'aimez pas dans votre quartier? What don't you like in your area? So if, for instance, you live in Mikochen ou Masaki ou bien Kinondone, etc., etc. What don't you like there? What don't you like? What don't I like? Together? By doing this one will help you like to consider all the things when you are writing a composition. Expliquez où vous voudriez habiter à l'avenir. Explain where would you or you wish to live in the future. Where I wish to live in the future. Where do you wish to live in the future? So after reading this question, there I understood what did the question need. So the next thing I have to write the title of my composition. So I will write mon quartier here. Mon quartier. So if I write it in small letter, I have to underline. And if I don't, I have written my title in capital letter, I will not underline. Together? So after that, if you see these questions, all these questions, they have used the French present tense. So in writing, the second question is testing how students understand the French the French present tense. Like IL, IL, RE, UIL, irregular verbs. Of course. So if you do forget about present tense, you can go back to watch my videos that I taught how to change the French verbs in French present tense. So you can get back there. You will find the video in our website. There you will get a help of French present tense because it is very, very important. Simply it is used to answer the question number 2 in your paper 4. So let's go answering our question. So la question c'est mon quartier. Faites une petite description de votre quartier. Voilà. Ce que je dois faire ici, c'est exprimer ou bien donner la description de mon quartier, donner la caractéristique de mon quartier, c'est ça. Mais avant d'aller d'exprimer ça, I have to start writing my introduction before I go to the questions. Together? Yes. So, I can say, pour commencer, by starting, I have to make a paragraph. Pour commencer. Pour commencer. So, here I can drop my introduction of 3 lines. Yeah, that is enough. I can say, je m'appelle Joachim. Je m'appelle Joachim. Je suis un élève de 10e année. Oui. Je suis un élève. I'm a student an élève de 10e année. Ok. J'aime peut-être le sport ou bien j'aime le football. Oui. J'aime le sport tel que le football. I like sport like such as le football, le tennis et la natation, swimming, la natation. Okay, so this one is enough. This introduction is enough. Together, so I can start answering now the first question. Let's see what the first question was. Yeah, faites une petite description de votre quartier. Short description of my area. So I have to do a short description of my area. Let's go down and start answering my question together. So I can say mon quartier, my area, mon quartier est Mikocheni B. Yeah, c'est ça mon quartier. Alors, j'habite dans un I can say so I have to describe. C'est un quartier. C'est un quartier qui est très calme. It's a calm area. Avec beaucoup d'arbres. Qui est très calme et qui a beaucoup d'arbres. It has trees. Qui a beaucoup d'arbres, par exemple, et qui a beaucoup d'arbres et des boutiques and shops. The boutique. The boutique. So if you see here, I'm describing the question of faites une petite description de votre quartier. So I am describing my area. That my area is Mikochen. It is the calm area together, and it has trees and shops also. So I can go to the second question because here I have explain about my area. Où est-ce que vous rencontrez vos amis d'habitude? Okay. Where do I meet my friend first? If you see my paragraph has become too long, so I can add a paragraph. I can say like pour ajouter by adding, je rencontre mes amis au parc surtout le week-end. I meet, yes. Je rencontre mes amis. Je rencontre mes amis au parc surtout le week-end. Surtout le week-end. Surtout le week-end. Okay. Pour discuter et pour jouer au football. Pour discuter et jouer au football. So I meet my friends during weekends where we discuss or we do stories and we play football. Okay. So after that, I go to the next question. What is the next question? They say, quelle activité peut-on faire dans les quartiers? What activities can be done in your area? What activities? So I can say maybe in my area you can do business, you can do sports, you can do swimming because there is beaches, there is an ocean also, you can do football. Okay, yes, so I can list down the normal activities that can be done in my area. So let's go and write the activities that can be done there. So I can say dans mon quartier, yes, dans mon quartier, on peut aussi faire du vélo, oui, du cycling, on peut aussi faire du vélo, we can do cycling. Aller au café ou jouer au tennis. Aller au café ou we can do cycling. Aller, we can go au café. You can have a cafe for eating. Aller au café ou jouer au tennis. Or you can also play what? Ou jouer au tennis. You can play tennis. So if you see here, I have explained what activities is being done to my area. Together, the next question is, qu'est-ce que vous n'aimez pas dans votre quartier? What don't you like in your area? So I can say enfant. So I'm concluding. Enfant. Because my paragraph is becoming too long, so I can create another paragraph so as it cannot be boring. Together. So what don't you like? I don't like maybe noise, noise of the cars during evening. Je n'aime pas. I don't like Je n'aime pas les bruits. Les bruits des voitures. Les bruits des voitures le soir. Le soir. Okay? The last one is expliquer où vous voudriez habiter à l'avenir. Explain where you wish to live in the future. In the future, where do you wish to live? So, for me, I can say maybe I wish to live in Paris. So, you just suggest a place that you wish to live. Par exemple, I can say, je voudrais habiter près de la mer. Like, near of the ocean. Maybe because I wish to enjoy the wind and so on. So the wind of the ocean and so on together. So I can say, à l'avenir, je voudrais habiter at the future. À l'avenir, je voudrais habiter à l'avenir, je voudrais habiter près de la mer dans une maison moderne et tranquille. Dans une maison moderne et tranquille. So I can say like, in the future, I wish to live near to the ocean, in a modern house, or in a very good or supportive area. You can say, I enjoy living near to the ocean, in a good area, and so on. If you read this composition, you will find the answers of all questions that they give us to include them. So, what I advise you, I said, use the correct tenses, use the adjective, use the linking words, organize your composition in introduction, main body, and conclusion together. Also, because this is 9 words maximum, so like talking much to this one thing, yes, you can just talk it a little bit together, yes, so as to avoid like exceeding of words. So now let's see how do we answer the question number 3. You have to answer either question 3A or question 3B. So when you are doing the question number 3 in French writing Igcse exam, make sure you read the 2 questions. You read the question A and the question B, so as you can get the best question that you have to attempt. So the question that you think you will understand more is that the question you have to attempt. So I do advise you that make sure you read the 2 questions for you to get the best choice. Ça va, champion? Ouais. Alors, pour commencer la question 3, il faut d'abord commencer par lire des 2 questions pour bien comprendre ce que tu devrais faire entre les 2. Voilà. Alors, la question 3, c'est répondez à la question 3A ou à la question 3B. So, the instruction is like answer a question 3A or a question 3B. That is what you have to observe. Don't answer the 2 questions here. Don't answer 3A and 3B. You have to choose one of these 2 questions. Together, let's try to do the question 3. So the instruction is répondez à la question 3A ou à la question 3B. Écrivez 130 jusqu'à 140 mots en français. So in this paper you have to write not less than 1/3 words and more than 1/4 words in French. So in the past paper we saw how to write an email. So if we will find the question also of an email here, today we will have to skip it and we will do the next one, because I said that in question number 3, you can either get a question of writing an email here. You can be asked to write a blog. You can be asked to write a blog. You can be asked to write a letter. La lettre peut être la lettre amicale ou bien la lettre officielle. Alors, dans cette partie, vous pouvez même poser d'écrire une lettre. Peut être la lettre amicale ou bien la lettre officielle. So here you can be asked to write a letter. It can be an official letter or a friendly letter. So another thing that you can be asked here is to write an article. Together. So we have already seen how to write an email. So today, if in this paper we will get the question of blog, letter, and article, we have to do that so as we can learn how else to write a blog, how else to write a letter, and how else to write an article. Together, c'est parti. Let's try to read the 2 questions so as we can opt the question that we have to do. Okay? So, un vol retarde. Vous êtes arrivé à l'aéroport pour prendre l'avion. Malheureusement, votre avion n'a pas pu partir à l'heure. Écrivez un mail à votre ami français ou française pour lui raconter ce qui s'est passé. Vous êtes arrivé à l'aéroport pour prendre l'avion. Malheureusement, votre avion n'a pas pu partir à l'heure. Écrivez un email à votre ami français ou française pour lui raconter ce qui s'est passé. So, let's try to translate the question so as we can understand. You have arrived in airport. So you are going to take a plane in airport. You are traveling. You are flying to somewhere. Okay? So you are at the airport waiting for the plane. Unfortunately, votre avion n'a pas pu partir à l'heure. Your plane will not fly timely or at the time planned. Maybe the plane has to fly like maybe 8:30, but it won't fly that time. So the question is, écrivez un email à votre ami française, write an email to your French friend pour lui raconter ce qui s'est passé. To tell him what happened. Like you have a French friend, maybe you are taking a plane, you are flying to France, to your French friend. So, unfortunately, the plane will not fly at the time planned. So, write an email to inform or to tell your French friend, that the plane will not fly at the time planned. So, maybe you could be late or you could be go next day together. So, that is the scenario. So, the first thing you have to understand is the scenario. So the scenario here is you to write an email to your French friend to tell him or her about what happened in the airport. You plan to travel, but the plane will not fly to the time planned. So write an email to tell him or her what happened to the airport. N'est-ce pas? Okay. So let's see. So the email that we are going to write should answer the following questions, or we have to include the following parties. The first one, expliquez pourquoi l'avion avait du retard. Explain why the plane had to be late. Explain why a plane have to be late. Why the plane will not fly to the time that planned. You have to explain the reason. Okay, second part is quelle a été votre réaction à ce moment-là? What was your reaction to that moment? How did you react? Like, par exemple, une auteure ou une auteuse vous informer que je suis désolé, aujourd'hui, nous ne partirons pas à 8 heures et nous allons partir peut-être à 12 heures. Donc, quelle est votre réaction dans cette situation? What is your reaction in that situation? Like, you have been given an information that the train will not leave at 8 a.m. maybe. Instead of 8 a.m., the plane will leave at 12. Then, how did you react to that situation? So, what is your reaction? Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour passer le temps? What did you do like to wait? That plane has to leave like maybe at 8, but it will be leaving like at 12. So in that time between, what will you have to do there? So activities that you will be doing while you are waiting for the plane. Activities that you will have to do or you will be doing while you are waiting for the plane. Okay? Another one, quels sont les inconvénients de voyager en avion? What are the inconveniences or what are the disadvantages of flying with a plane, traveling with a plane? What are the disadvantages? Des avantages de voyager en avion. Qui sont des avantages? Des avantages. Okay? The advantages of traveling by plane. What are the disadvantages? And the last part that you have to include in your email, décrivez un voyage que vous aimeriez faire. Describe the travel or the journey that que vous aimeriez faire. The journey that you would like to do. Like explain the travel that you, or describe the travel that you wish to do. Maybe every day or like, yes, you wish to do. Maybe you wish like traveling to France or traveling to Canada, traveling to aux États-Unis. Moi, j'aimerais voyager aux États-Unis, j'aimerais voyager en Angleterre, etc. Donc, ici, vous allez exprimer les voyages que vous aimeriez vous faire. Okay? Yeah. C'est ça. So, let's see the option. This is the first option. So, let's see the B. This is an email. So, the question is about writing an email. So let's see the B. What is the question that we have to answer also? Let's go to the question B. So they say répondez question A ou. Ou means or. Question B. Une rencontre inattendue. Une rencontre inattendue. Unexpected meet. Like to meet someone without expecting. That is how the title means. For instance, maybe you are visiting somewhere and there you meet a person that you ever expect that you will get him or her there. That is what the title means. Une rencontre inattendue. Rencontre means to meet. Together? Yes. Heureusement, vous avez rencontré une personne que vous n'aviez pas vue depuis l'école primaire. Écrivez un blog sur cette rencontre. Recently, you met a person that vous n'avez pas vu depuis l'école primaire. Recently, you met a person that you have never met him or her since you finished your primary school. So, since you completed the primary school, you didn't meet that person, but then one day you met him. Écrivez un blog sur cette rencontre. Write a blog about that meeting. So, recently you met a person that you didn't meet him, or you didn't have any communication with him recently, like since you completed your primary school level, but then you come to meet him or her maybe today or nowadays. So write a blog to explain that meeting together, that meeting. So then in your writing, in the blog that you are going to write, you have to include the following. Expliquez comment vous avez rencontré cette personne. Explain how you met that person. Explain how you met that person. How you met that person. Okay? Quelle a été votre réaction quand vous avez vu cette personne? Quelle a été votre réaction quand vous avez vu cette personne? What was your reaction when you met that person? Your reaction. Maybe, est-ce que vous étiez choqué de voir cette personne à quelque part? Ou, par exemple, vous avez décidé de voyager à Arusha et brusquement, vous avez rencontré Monsieur Joachim là et vous n'espérez jamais de lui rencontrer là-bas. Quelle est votre réaction? What is your reaction? Maybe I am your friend. We use it to start together in a primary school and you met him maybe in Arusha. What is your reaction? What was your first reaction? Were you shocked? That is. So you have to write the reaction. Décrivez ce qu'il ou ce qu'elle fait maintenant. Describe what he is or she is doing in life. The work. Ce qu'il fait. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? What are you doing in life? So here is work. Work. Travail. What he or she is doing, the person that you met in an expected way. What is his or her work? Est-ce que c'est l'ingénieur? Est-ce que c'est docteur? Est-ce que c'est professeur? Etc. etc. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait après la rencontre? What did you do after you met him or her? What did you do? So here you can write like a moment that you had with him or with her. So what did you do? Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait? What did you do? What you did. Seriez-vous content de revoir cette personne? Seriez-vous content de revoir cette personne? Pourquoi? Were you happy? Were you happy to meet that person? Were you happy to meet that person? Why? Why? So, pourquoi means why. Were you happy? So, were you happy to meet that person? That an unexpected person. Were you happy? If yes, why? If no, why? C'est ça? So we have understood the two questions. So we will go with the option B because we are going to we want us to learn how to write a blog. If you want to learn how to write an email, watch the previous video that I tried to show you how to write an email in the French Igcse writing paper like this one. So for today, I will take you in this paper how to write a blog. So in this paper, we will have to answer the question of writing a blog together. So what we have to start writing a blog is writing a title. So the title is Une rencontre inattendue. So we have to write the title here. Une rencontre inattendue. So after I write the title, I have to underline. Together. So make sure that in writing a blog, you use the correct tenses, you use the correct linking words. Make sure there is the use of linking words, correct tenses, adjectives, adverbs. They have been used there together. Yes. So we have to go direct. We are writing an email. So we can say Salut à tous. So I can say like here, Salut à tous. Salut à tous. So that is the first that we have to write an email together. Par exemple, you can say, moi, je m'appelle Joachim, peut-être. Moi, je m'appelle Joachim Pato. Okay. The last week, I visited maybe at Mliman. Yes. So you can say, la semaine dernière, j'ai visité à Mlimani City. J'ai visité Mlimani City. So here I start explaining how I met the person. So I start answering the question number 1. So you see, I just create a context, telling you what happened. So I have to create an event because I'm writing a blog about a person, a known person that I met in Mlimani City. So I imagine that I went to Mlimani City, then I met a person that we never met since we finished or we completed the primary school level. So I can say Salut à tous, because I'm telling you, je raconte, I'm narrating what happened. So I have to use passé composé ou imparfait. So to tell you what happened in the past, you have to use le passé composé ou bien l'imparfait. Ça va? Alors, il faut utiliser le temps passé pour écrire un blog sur des actions passées, des actions précédentes. N'est-ce pas? Voilà. So I have to start explain. I have to use the past tense here. So you have to revise the past tense in French. So you can also watch the videos that talking about the tenses in French. So, salut à tous, moi je m'appelle Joachim. Hi everyone, my name is Joachim. Last week, I visited at Mlimani City. J'ai eu une surprise. I was surprised. J'ai eu une surprise. J'ai eu une surprise incroyable. I was surprised. Je faisais mes courses au supermarché. I was doing my shoppings in a supermarket. Je faisais je faisais mes courses, mes courses au supermarché, in a supermarket. Quand j'ai vu un visage, when I saw a face, visage. Quand j'ai vu un visage. Quand j'ai vu un visage que je connaissais bien. Que je connaissais bien. So I was surprised when I was doing my courses in a supermarket. There I saw a face that I know well. Together. C'était Paul. Yeah. C'était Paul. Was Paul. C'était Paul. The person, so I already answered the question. Expliquez comment vous avez rencontré cette personne. How did you meet the person? I already said that I met the person. So how did I meet him? C'était pour mon ami d'école primaire. C'était pour mon ami d'école primaire. École primaire. Je ne l'avais pas vu depuis très longtemps. I didn't see him long time ago. Yes. Je ne l'ai vu pas. Yeah. Je ne l'avais pas. You see, me I use imparfait et passé composé. Je ne l'avais pas vu depuis très longtemps. Yeah. Depuis très longtemps. Long time ago. So, if you see this one, I have explained how I met Paul together. Yes, how I met Paul in a how I met Paul, where I met him together. Yes, and how so this one I can move to the second question. Quelle a été votre réaction quand vous avez vu cette personne? What was your reaction when you see that person? So as you can see here, my paragraph is has become too long, so I have to create another paragraph. So I can continue here. En bref. This is a linking word. Shortly, or in brief. J'étais tellement surpris. I was surprised. What was your reaction? I was surprised. J'étais tellement surpris. J'étais tellement surpris et content. I was surprised and happy. Et content. Nous avons parlé un peu. We talked a little bit together. So, if for instance here, en bref, j'étais tellement surpris et content. So this answer shows it is my reaction, how I reacted to that situation. I was surprised and very happy, like, wow, Paul, are you here? Are you in Dar es Salaam now? So that was my reaction. So then I can go to the next question, which is describe qu'il fais maintenant? Because my friend is already Paul, so is describe. I have to describe what work Paul doing together. So how can I connect with that? I can say I talked to him and he told me that he is a mechanist, he is a technician, he is a teacher, he is a doctor, and so on. So I say, j'ai parlé. Oh, I can say like, nous avons parlé un peu. We talked, we had some talks. So, nous avons parlé, we talked un peu. We had some talks. Elle m'a dit, and he told me, il m'a dit qu'il travaille peut-être comme, qu'il travaille maintenant comme mécanicien, peut-être, as a mechanician. Qu'il travaille maintenant, that now he is qu'il travaille maintenant comme mécanicien. That he is a mechanician. Together. So if you see here, I have described what is a job of my friend. So I say that we had some talk, and he told me that nowadays he is a mechanician. Together. So there I have answered the question of describe what Paul doing in life, what the work of Paul. Together, I can continue like il m'a dit qu'il aime beaucoup, and he told me also il m'a dit aussi qu'il aime beaucoup, that he like much, qu'il aime beaucoup son travail. He like much his work. Yes, like he like much his work. Together. So I can just skip to the next question. So let's see the next question. Next question that we already done this already, and this. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait après la rencontre? What did you do after you met? So we have to, I have to list down the activities that I did with Paul together. So let's go down and see and write the activities that we had, or the moments that we had with the Paul. So I can say, après notre rencontre, I can create another paragraph here. Après notre rencontre, after our meeting, nous nous sommes allés boire un soda. We went to drink a soda. Nous sommes allés boire un soda. We went to drink what? A soda. Together. So, nous sommes allés boire un soda peut-être dans un café ou dans un café. Nous sommes allés boire un soda dans une petite café. Okay. So I can say that, starting saying the activities that we did, like we talked about the French, about our French teacher. we talked about our French teacher, our previous French teacher when we were at the primary level, or like we discussed about the best student of that year, or like we discussed about the moments that we had when we were at school. So are those activities that we have to do. Then how do you have to write it here? You just think on the normal activities, but you imagine that you did them in the past. That is the technique of winning. So you can say like, nous avons parlé de nos professeurs. We discussed about our teachers. Nous avons parlé. We talked about our teachers. De nos professeurs. De nos professeurs. Our teachers. Nous avons parlé de nos amis. Yeah. Our friend, about our friend. De nos amis. And maybe about what? Nos souvenirs d'école. About our memories when we were at schools together. Et nos souvenirs. And nos souvenirs d'école. Souvenirs, these are memories together, like the things that you did together. So I can like say c'était un moment agréable, ou bien c'était un moment très fantastique. It was a great moment. C'était un moment très agréable. Agréable. So it's a great moment together. So after that, let's go to the next question. So we are done with this. So we are going to the last part. Seriez-vous content de voir cette personne? Were you happy to see that person? If yes, say why. So maybe I can say, yes, I enjoyed to meet Paul because of this and this. I enjoyed to meet Paul because there we talked about friends. So it's like you just have to write the reason that you enjoyed meeting him together or her. So there is your free choice it's your choice to say negative or positive. So let's go and write. I'm going to write about, was I happy to meet Paul or not? So franchement, honestly, yes. So I can say franchement, honesty, franchement, honestly, yes. Pardon, le mot franchement has double M. This is an adverb. Franchement, honest. Je serais très content de voir Paul. I was very, very happy. Je serais très content. Je serais très content de voir Paul. Why? I was very happy to meet Paul. Why? Because c'est un ami gentil, because he's a best friend, he's a kind friend, he's a good friend. That's the reason. C'est un ami gentil. C'est un ami gentil and funny et drôle. He's a kind friend and he is funny also. J'espère que se reverrons à bientôt. I wish us to meet him again. J'espère qu'on se reverra à bientôt. À bientôt. So to end up, so here I have to close my blog. So to close a blog, you have to ask the question also, like, et vous, avez-vous déjà rencontré un ami d'enfance par hasard? And did you meet a friend without without expecting? So I can say like, et vous, vous avez-vous, yeah, avez-vous des gens, have you met, rencontre un ami d'enfance par hasard? And did you meet a friend without expecting? Donnez-moi la réponse dans les commentaires. Okay? So this is the blog that we have to write in an exam. So what do you have to consider? Let me write. Our blog has ended there. What do you have to consider? What to consider? So the blog ended there. Okay. What to consider when writing a blog? 1. Heading. Make sure you have written the heading. Citations. Make sure that citations. A blog has salutations. Together. Okay. Use correct tenses. Use correct tenses. If it is passé composé, use passé composé correctly. If it is imparfait, use imparfait correctly. Adjectives and adjectives and adverbs. So use adjectives and adverbs. For instance, me, I was saying très agréable, très joli, très drôle. Those are adjectives. So make sure you use an adjective. Franchement, these are adverbs. Together, yes. Also, linking words. So if you see in my blog, I have used en bref, franchement, those briefly, these are linking words. So make sure that your blog has those things. Also, the last thing that you have to consider there is format. Make sure that your blog has introduction, main body, and the conclusion. So make sure that your blog has been organized in those 3 parties together. So let's try to zoom in so as we can see how the blog looks like. So that is how the blog looks like. So if you see the blog has the title, has linking words, adjectives, correct tenses. So you can also practice to write a blog by listening by watching this video. Also, you can follow up our 1-1 classes at Adamside Education Center. Merci beaucoup et au revoir.